Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalk! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab chalks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slab Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all going to work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're going to find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom-built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you can think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're going to find at one Ninja gym is going to feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our products. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles. fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slap Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all gonna work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're gonna find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom-built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you could think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're gonna find at one Ninja gym is gonna feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our product. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the WNL Premier Series Season 4 qualifier out here at Austin Ninjas in Cedar Park, Texas, courtesy of our three course designers, Nick Fordney, Lulu Moore, and Callan Guyton. They've been absolutely incredible all of this incredible day of competition that we've had here in Texas. They've been great at course designing and fixing everything necessary. They've been very fast at it all, and I appreciate all of their hard work, and so does everyone else here behind the WNL. Hello, everybody. My name is Billy Dixon. I am joined alongside Kane Malden here today for the teen division commentary. Kane, how are we feeling? It's been a big day of competition so far.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I was thinking about it. I don't think we've ever had all 6 divisions run concurrently in the same day, and it has yielded exciting results all around. I was obviously here for the kids and preteen division. That was super duper exciting. The preteens never disappoint. I'm sure that coming off the coattails of the amateur division, we're all feeling super great for the penultimate age group. But while we're on the topic of the age groups and whatnot, let's talk about how our athletes were able to surmise their spots in the Premier Series qualifiers.
Right, so what we've done is we've taken the top 25% of all athletes from the World Championships, as well as their seasonal standings, and everyone who fits those credentials has gotten an invite to the Premier Series, meaning that they can compete in any competition we are holding. We've got 14 qualifiers around the world. We're currently on the 5th one. We have 2 courses we're going to be running today. We have the placement course and the challenge course. On the placement course, if you fall, your run is over, and your position determines where you're running on the challenge course. So if you get first place on the placement course, you're going last on the challenge course, and it's back to front. On the challenge course, every athlete has 2 retries available, and 1 retry is only allowed to be used per obstacle. And the top 4 athletes on the challenge course are ultimately going to be able to go through to the Premier Series finals on November 20th through 22nd for Season 4 at Ascend Obstacle Training. I cannot wait for that one. It's going to be absolutely insane, and we're going to be having a few of our teen competitors here running today able to qualify for the Premier Series finals out in the amazing state of Massachusetts. Now, Kane, we've got a lot of people here to be looking at. There are a lot of people who I think can take the crown, but if there's one person to look out for, I think you know who I'm going to go for here. It is Yunoshin Nagahisa. out here. He's absolutely insane. He is represented by JOSA, which is Japan's Obstacle Sport Association, and he was their official youth athlete 2 years ago. I remember him in the preteen division back in 2024 here at Austin, and he's been crushing it left, right, and center. Yunoshin is definitely one to look out for. Is there anyone else you're thinking of?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I do recognize Johan O'Sullivan. He's a name that seems to ring a bell. He's also got a lot of length to him, seemingly 6'2", 6'5" wingspan.
At 13?
At 13?
Right, chill. What? Okay, I gotta see this kid in action. I think that alone could definitely set him apart from the rest of the field when it comes to stuff like reach and overall height advantages. So Jurgen's definitely a shout. Aiden Collins is one that I've seen pop up here and there. He was our Premier Series champion in 2023, which was 3 years ago. So he would have been in the mature kids, I believe, at 10 years old. I think that's how it works. Yeah, so he was our
correct.
Mature Kids Premier Series champion in 2023. He was also second place in last year's head-to-head championships that we held at Ninja Mania. And we have a lot more athletes to be looking at once we get through to the courses that we're going to be running. The placement course and the challenge course have been very, very difficult throughout the past couple of divisions here all day. It genuinely feels like this is the second day of competition due to just force of habit. But this is all one continuous string of competitions, and I'm absolutely here for it. And these athletes are blazing fast, so it's over in an instant, basically. You guys do not want to miss how this thing goes.
Yeah, but we are going to be going into the demo run. There's Coach Lulu, one of the course designers responsible for the course that you see here. This course has been difficult, but not without reason. It's been fine-tuned to work just incredibly with the athletes that we've had to go toe-to-toe with the obstacles you see here. Of course, the cable spools. You know, if you're an OG ninja, then you'd know a cable spool as a perfect balance take, but here it's a step. Then once you're done with all the balance, you're through the stronghold, then run and jump, a slack line, a little sketch, but I think these guys can contend with it. Into a trampoline, into the rings of death. Oh, I think that's
here we
different.
go. Yeah, possibly. On the amateur division, I think that blue bar at the beginning is out of bounds, and I think that trend is going to continue for our teens out here today. So let's have a look at how we're going to be doing the rest of these obstacles. Looks pretty standard for our teens here. Seems like it's the same. Is there no Texas hold? Are they going to just have to throw it to the end? It feels like it's just going to be a massive dismount to the end. No, the Texas
it's just out
hold
of frame.
is still there, just out of the perspective, but still very, very tricky. It looks like a massive swing might have been buffed possibly, but regardless, we have 12 teen athletes that are definitely going to be looking to put in an insane performance once we're all getting ready to go on this placement course to start things out.
Yeah, you know, this is something I've noticed with a lot of placement courses, is that they're not super hard, like relative to their skill sets, right? Of course, if you put an old schmo on that, then you're going to have some problems. But regardless, I don't think it's going to be any particular obstacle that's going to throw our athletes off. More so, it is going to be the competitors fighting amongst each other for a deeper seeding on the run order, given the challenge course. The placement course has no direct bearing on your qualifications for the Premier Series finals, but the seeding is very, very important to keep in your grasp.
Indeed, it will be. When it comes down to our teens, we have got 2 teen females and 10 teen males out here getting ready to go. For the females, in order for them to get through to the Premier Series finals, they are going to have to clear the second obstacle on the challenge course, or the third obstacle even, on the challenge course once we get there. And the competition is going to be the same format as usual for our teen males, with 10 on the leaderboard, only 4 of them are going to be able to advance.
Yeah, an entirely different situation for both sides of the coin. It's interesting to explore the different aspects, I think. You know, down to the field size, because a small field will obviously yield lower stakes, but here with the team males, it's regardless, we're already on to our first competitor, who is, I believe, going to be Ellie.
Ellie, here she goes, representing the Arc in Colorado. Out here, they had one of their qualifiers last year, but now Ellie is moving along through being the first competitor of the teen female division to take a look. She's going to be setting the precedent for what's to come for all of the athletes getting ready to go for our teen division, both female and male. She's making great time here. She's still got a minute left coming into the final 3 obstacles.
Yeah, Ellie moving quickly, has a lot of passion. Love to see it. Has been committed to Ninja for 10 years, knows how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Maybe this is a puzzle that she can unscramble here. This final obstacle inside of 41 seconds. Building it up now, trying to get a good point of purchase here to go to Texas.
This is one of the harder points of the course. The Texas hold is a very difficult one to fathom. Can she get it? No! Just sadly wasn't able to hang on to that hold. It's been a difficult one because the shape of Texas, quite a difficult one to fathom, especially if you are literally trying to hold it. But regardless, still a very, very solid starting point from our first teen runner, Ellie.
Yeah, absolutely. If anything was going to take you out, I guess it would be that move. It's definitely the crux point. And also, I guess, the decider. I mean, you either beat the course or fall right there. But yeah, not bad at all. And we're already on to our final teen female, who is going to be Mika Wagner.
Mika is definitely an athlete I recognize. She's been to a couple of these competitions before, coming out of Austin, Texas. She's definitely getting ready to go. Starting Ninja in 2018. That was 8 years ago. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Ooh.
I don't like that. That means she's been doing Ninja since she was 5 years old. So over half her life has been spent doing this incredible sport. She's getting ready to go out here. This is going to be a very good run.
Yeah, it looks like we just had a little mishap there. Hopefully we can get it squared away, and then Mika will get her run up and away. Hopefully she doesn't get iced for too long.
Making sure she's all ready to go here. Just setting up a few things on the course, and then Mika is going to be off and running. It's going to be a very, very fun time to see how things go for Mika out here. She's definitely one to watch, I think, in terms of all of this. She has competed in Premier Series many a time, and I'm hyped to see how she's able to do.
Yeah, with the smaller field, I think the stakes are a little lower. The pressure's off a little bit because at worst, I mean, it's only a difference of about a single slot in the run order, but Mika doesn't want to let up. She wants to win this competition more than anything, despite the circumstances here. She's swinging through the strongholds, and with that, she's easily on to the run and jump.
She's competed in Premier Series all 3 seasons, and she's been to the finals for 2 of them, those being seasons 2 and 3. So hopefully Mika is able to pull on through here and get it a 3rd time around to the finals. She's definitely one to watch here, coming out of Austin, Texas. Pulling along through. She's in first currently by quite a few seconds. Let's see if she's able to get the grasp onto the state hold. Can she get it?
Ooh!
Yes, she can. It tips over, but she gets the grip, and through, she gets the first buzzer of our teen division.
Interesting. She went for the front and the left side. It's not an easy sort of grip to get hold of. Usually you want to go for the sides, but Mika, being as strong as she is, was just able to brute force it and stomp out that buzzer. Perfect.
All right. So with all that being done, we have now got to shift the attention over to the 10 teen male athletes that we have got going. There's going to be a small change out on the course, so all of our teen males can get a bit more of a challenge coming along through on our course here. It's going to be a very, very fun time to see who comes out on top overall.
That's true.
One person I do want to highlight is Logan Cummins out here. We recently just saw her mother compete in the amateur female division, and she said that Logan is her biggest fan. So hopefully Logan's able to pull on through here and have a very fun time to move around this course. What were you going to say, Kane? Sorry?
Oh, no. I lost my train of thought. No!
I apologize heavily.
No, I saw them up on the rig. I think they're toying around with the final obstacle. It's hard to say what exactly else is being changed. But that final obstacle has proven to be a brutal contender. If anyone fails anything on this course, it tends to be that one. So I wonder how they're going to make it any harder.
It's going to be an interesting one to see what's been switched out. There have been many instances across the week or today where many things have changed throughout certain divisions. I would say that the shift in difficulty from the mature kids division to the preteen division was definitely the most substantial due to the fact that it was literally an entire new course for both of them, which is kind of insane. But even then, even with a massive shift in courses, we're still getting a modification in some form here. We're going to be having a look to see what's going to be different when it comes over to this next obstacle course that our teen males are going to be facing out here. I'm interested to see who's ultimately going to get the top time. Shin Nagahisa, our Japanese ninja out here, definitely up there with one of the best. He was born in Japan but became a ninja in Texas. He's the oldest of 3 ninja brothers. He's going to high school in after the summer. He loves all sports. He plays football, swimming, and pole vault as well. Definitely one of the athletes to look out for, I believe.
Yeah, there's a couple other names that stick out, but between the here and the now, we have our first competitor up, I believe. No, this is a demo run. Sorry.
Yes, okay. So we're going to be getting our demo run of our second course out here for the teen male division. Let's see what our fellas are going to have to go up against.
All right, yeah. This should be more of the same, at least in the early parts. This shouldn't be too different. And yep, it looks to be, demo runs kind of clowning on the strongholds. But yeah, I think things are really going to take a turn, literally and metaphorically, once you get in here. I believe that blue bar is out of play. And then from here, what's up? What's happening?
Here we go. Okay, there, fella. I think that's Cooper Thompson, who won the amateur division just a couple hours ago. And that it's a difficult obstacle set of obstacles here. I don't know if the slack line before the trampoline is new or not. But I do recall the last division having a bit of trouble with the balance obstacle that was before it. So we're gonna have to see if any of our teen males is going to be able to... Okay, so the slack line is not new. It's been there for quite a bit now. So it's going to be interesting to see what pops through and who ultimately is going to have the top time moving into the challenge course later on.
Yeah, slackline has just been hidden in the shadows out of frame, so it basically doesn't exist until it does. But... yeah, 10 competitors. Who's going to come out on top? I think this is one of the larger divisions we have here today.
I agree. It's definitely up there. 10. I think the most we've had is 12 in the mature kids male. This is definitely rivaling it. Seeing how fast all of these team males can go is going to be an exciting prospect, especially because we have the elites coming along later. In due time, if we can get a bit of a schedule pull up for what's going to be.
I think we're going.
Oh, okay, never mind. We're going to be having our first competitor pull along through. It's going to be Charles Venable coming out of Santa Fe, Texas. He is 5'5" in both height and wingspan, 115 pounds. Very, very cool athlete here. A lot of prominence to start out our teen male division.
All right, so far, so good. Done with the balance for the time being. These strongholds shouldn't be much of a problem. But now that slackline we were talking about, Charles, no issues, and he swings down to round the bend here, hopefully. Yes.
Good currently. This is a very solid pace that we're seeing out of Charles already. You can see him gibboning. He's very confident in his one-handed abilities, but he's having a bit of trouble getting the swing over to that square. Can he get it? Yes, he can. This is a big one, though. We saw our course tester have a bit of trouble on the Texas hole, but not Charles. Here he goes, gets the dismount, and we are 1 for 1 on teen male clears on the placement course.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. He was able to turn the tide on the swing there with the spinning disc. And yeah, with Texas, he did the kind of tried and true, grip it kind of overhand on the panhandles. That usually tends to stifle whatever tilt that it may have on you. But Mason Manley, kind of a cool last name.
Here we go, Mason, coming out of Jonestown, Texas. 5'1", 90 pound starting Ninja 2017, 9 years ago. He's been doing Ninja for 9 years. Enjoys playing baseball and football. A very solid all-rounder, hoping to make a good name for himself on this placement course. Let's see how he fares.
Yeah, not too uncommon to see multi-sport athletes here, and you're seeing his strength put on full display!
Okay there, fella. Careful, Mason. Almost messed it up, but he survives. And here he goes, just over 1:10 as he prevails through onto that slack line and bounds across onto these rings.
Ooh, a lot of twist here to gather as much swing as he can, trying to salvage whatever rut he put himself in with the stronghold. He's okay, and
I think one of the changes might be the fact that there's only one step there on the turnaround as opposed to two, because I do remember there were two at some point. But here goes Mason, regardless, pulling through to get a good swing onto that fidget spinner. Now, how's he going to fare? He's a bit stuck at the minute. No, he's not anymore. He's going to try his best to maneuver himself in such a way so he gets up onto that platform. There's no ring in between the big spinning square and the smaller one. That's one of the big changes. Here goes Mason. He's trying his best to pull on through.
Oh, yeah, this is tough because he's towards the front, so any sort of efforts to curb the swing aren't going to help him out, and he just decides to drop. But all in all, not a bad run, all things considered. The fact that he was able to salvage that save on the strongholds was just a testament to his ninja awareness. And hopefully we can see more of what he's made of going forward into the challenge course.
Here we go. Now we can see our next competitor, Logan Cummings, map out a couple things right before he goes on the course. That's something a lot of professional ninjas do, just to make sure that their plan is nice and fresh in their memory to pull on through this course. Here we go. We're going to be having Logan coming out of Lucas, Texas. He is a two-timed world champion in different ninja leagues. He is a natural at parkour and flipping, and he thrives on tough tech moves and smooth link lines. This placement course should be purely bliss for him. Here he moves. He's trying his best, and we are seeing that popping ability.
Oh, but you see, the dismount platform, its changes have been made apparent, but Logan is able to just twist himself through, and he saves it. Logan, look at him go, and he's trying to put the foot on the gas to save his time situation.
60 seconds as he pushes on through. I'm loving the links, just brushes past that first hold straight off of Texas and to the buzzer. 37.41. Oh my lord.
Oh boy, that was, he really left it all on the table there. Even with the little slip up on the ring slider there, the fact that he was able to MacGyver out a 37-second time, I cannot wait to see him on the challenge course, but for now, he can breathe easy. That will probably put him towards the end.
Indeed, it will probably. That's a really good one. Logan Cummings on the come-up when it comes to the challenge course later on. But coming on over to Brandon Hernandez now. coming out of Houston, Texas, has competed 9 times throughout the season, starting Ninja 4 years ago with a height of 5'6" now. You can see him trying to map out his foot placement on these first couple of agility obstacles so he can get himself into a proper flow in just a moment. That's something a lot of high-end ninjas do, and we can see it through these teen male ninjas who are very high-end.
Yeah, that's true. Just making sure things are ready before we get the show back on the road. Wow, I'm kind of blown away by that Logan run still.
I think it's definitely going to be one to watch out for, especially because we have some very fast athletes coming up, and that time of 37.41 is actually under review at the minute. I'm not too sure why, but we're going to be having our next competitor, Brandon Hernandez, pull on through. You can see him trying to get himself pumped up, just getting iced a little bit. This is a good way to keep him active still. Going to be getting ready to go momentarily.
Yeah, I think that video review might be the holdup, but I think we should be getting our staff on that to make the call as we get Brandon ready to go here. Looks like we're going to be counting him down. And Brandon, oozing with anticipation here. Brandon is off to the races, only using 3 of those steps.
I was going to say, look at those massive strides that we're seeing out of Brandon so far, and these massive reaches too. Bounding across, trying to move along to these rings now. Very solid dismount. He's moving at a solid pace too.
Oh,
and he's
his
out.
hands!
He went out of bounds, sadly.
Oh, it was the hands.
Oh, but now, okay, right. So that turnaround point is only a feet-only apparatus. That's the only part they're going to be able to use. If we can have another look possibly here.
Yeah, his hands totally grabbed onto that.
That's unfortunate there, but that means we saw a lot of speed out of Brandon, so it's possible that he could be one of the top competitors coming in onto the challenge course later with that speed, with a pretty early run, all things considered. But now we're moving on to our JOSA representative, Yunoshin Nagahisa. Born in Japan, he became a ninja in Texas, and he's won I believe he won the Premier Series competition that we had a few years ago at Austin Ninjas in 2024 when he was in the preteen division. Let's see if he can carry through that speed right here, right now. Here goes Nagahisa.
Yeah, in his second and final year in the teen division, and a big jump out to the second one. Oh, yes, this is some of the speed we were hoping to see. The OCR prowess in full display. Onto the connected trapeze, and he's already nearly done.
This is very good so far. You can see the links. He wants to take one more backspin before he takes his hands onto the Texas Smash.
Yes!
There he goes. 26.49 for our boy Yunoshin Nagahisa. Oh my goodness me. I am in a shocked state currently, but honestly, I shouldn't be. I expect nothing less out of our boy Yunoshin. He did a very, very good job there.
Wow, just a blink and you miss it kind of run. Guess who's back? Back again. Yunoshin stomps out the placement course just like that. Leaves us in the commentator's booth utterly baffled. But we still have 5 more to go.
Indeed, we do. Bennett McFarland is a competitor who qualified here at Austin Ninjas 2 years ago for the preteen division, along with Nagahisa, who just ran. So we're going to be seeing Bennett coming out of Plano, Texas, pull along through, height of 5 foot, wingspan 4'10", and he's moving at a very efficient pace, trying to keep up with the rest of the field here, and he's doing so by linking and popping through.
Yeah, they call him nonstop for a reason, and he's not taking a single backswing. That's not in his vocabulary, Billy. Bennett jumps out to the second bar. Perfect use of the frame, turning around to twist and fly through the fidget spinner. Oh, an immediate link to the final disc.
Here he goes, trying to get that Texas hold, and he's got it. Moves along down to the buzzer, 32.15 seconds there. That's going to land him in second place. That is a very, very solid run from our boy Bennett McFarland, wanting to go back to the Premier Series finals. This is going to be a big day for all of our teams. Very high competition.
Oh, very theatrical the way our athletes have been moving. As soon as you see them, they're already done. But we are down to just 4. They've seen the standard set by Yunoshin and Bennett. So now it is time to see if they can be surpassed. But time will tell. Here's Isaac McCarthy standing at the start platform trying to take a breather to get his nerves in order.
Isaac comes out of Jump Twist Ninja Academy, which was our Florida qualifier last year. And because we don't have a qualifier in Florida, we've seen a couple people come out to Austin Ninjas out here in Texas. And I know Megan Budway, who I was just on commentary with, is going to be going out to Carolina Ninja Academy next week. But that's going to be exciting. Here we go. Isaac McCarthy. Let's move along here. He's moving very solidly. He is 5'7", got a bit of an advantage over some of these shorter athletes when it comes to reach as well. This is good.
All right, Isaac jumping through. Careful, turning around. He's playing a little bit with fire. Might need some oven gloves. Did not get burned on this final obstacle. Isaac reaches out using the wingspan nicely. Not going to go for the link, but that's okay. Has time to play with.
Here we go, just over 50 seconds. He's trying his best. Can he get the jump? Nearly had it, but his hands just whiff it, sadly. So that's going to be Isaac McCarthy, sadly going down earlier than some of his peers. That's going to put him quite early on in the challenge course, but we're going to have to wait and see how he performs there.
Not a bad run at all, though. He knew he had to go fast in order to sniff some of the top times. Not bad at all. Hopefully we can see him on the challenge course, but we have 3 left. Rico Temez. I believe that last name rings a bell. I believe there was a Temez that competed in the preteen division.
I believe so, yeah. But regardless, Rico out here is 4'11". He plays basketball, coming out of Austin, Texas, age 13. Started Ninja 6 years ago. Let's see how he can fare. Nice 3-step. Moving along through this placement course at a very good speed.
Yes, so far so good for Rico. Getting a massive pullback and just hanging on one arm, relying on the shoulder. Rico got those strong shoulders, especially when you're young. But Rico, come on.
Here he goes. Having a bit of a turnaround here, but salvages himself. This is a very, very good time for him. Rico getting an underbar on the Texas, and he's through to second place.
Rico! Quite a strong finishing statement.
It's pretty good, to be fair, because it didn't look like he was moving as fast as some of the other athletes, but he somehow landed in second place. Even with that turnaround point, that speed really pulling along through for Rico out there. Brilliant stuff for a buzzer, but now we're coming on to Aiden Collins, who was able to get a clear 2 years ago here, putting up one of the craziest saves of all time on a skyhook obstacle, which was immense. I remember myself and my co-host Cheyenne were going insane over this run that this kid Aiden had like 2 years ago. It was immense. Let's see if that craziness can translate through here to Aiden's run on our placement course.
Yeah, did place second place in the head-to-head competition last year, and he's moving quick, proving to us what kind of speed god he must be. Oh, 1 step striding through Aiden.
This is very good at the moment. Here goes Aiden Collins. This is the big one
for
the Texas.
What?
Gosh! 20 seconds!
20! The link!
I am so shocked at that. Aiden Collins has really not dropped a beat like that in a while. Oh my goodness, the link. Texas to the buzzer. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Texas, watch out. There is a storm coming through. It's Aiden Collins, and he's category 5. Wow. Okay, so we actually have 2 more runs in store. Logan Cummins, they have decided to grant a rerun.
All right, so Logan, I think he might have had a foot tap possibly on one of the obstacles. It might have been a hand tap on that step for all we know. But Logan just mapping out his moves here. Second time on the placement calls. He knows what he's up against. Let's see how he can fare second time around.
Yeah, Logan already had a pretty fast run, all things considered, through the placement course the first time. He's gotten a bit of time to rest, and with that extra run in tow, what does he know that we don't?
Let's have a look. Logan Cummins making his way through this course. He knows what the fastest pace is as well, and so he's trying to match it. Logan, he's making up time. This is very, very good at the minute. Pulls back, but not a problem here. At this point, he could possibly beat Yunoshin Nagahisa in second place. He makes the grab, the Gibbon, and the...
No! Oh, and a little flip out.
Right, okay, so he salvaged the style points with a flip there. But let's have a look at that again. Blazing fast speed. That must be our fastest non-finishing time by a mile, supposedly.
Oh,
You
definitely.
can see him here. Took an... Oh, he set his hips way too far back, and he nearly had it, to be fair. But that's just not going to be enough there for Logan to get through. But now we have Yogan O'Sullivan coming out of San Francisco, California. Here he goes. This is going to be a big one. We've had a couple of Californian representatives. We've had every single side of the South be represented in Florida, Texas, and California. Let's see how Yogan can do.
That's true. Yogan is an absolute giant as well. 6'2", 6'5" at 13. Man, he's got the giant genes. But Yogan, off to the races. Let's see, with that different frame, what kind of strategies he might employ here. The same old links so far. But from here, a reach should be pretty easy to pull back upon. And now, gingerly through the turnaround.
1 minute and 10 seconds left as he makes his way through those dangling bars. Gonna Gibbon along up to that spinning frame. Needs to stabilize it first, but then immediately goes out. I like the continuation in momentum. Holds out for Texas, underbars it. And just like that, we have a 5th place finisher with 32 seconds with that run.
All right, what a finish to the team division here on the placement course. You know, any other athlete I don't think would have made that grab, but since Yogan is so massively tall, he was just able to brute force it and hang on. What a run. What a run from all these guys.
Brilliance is what I just saw commence there. Shout outs to Aiden Collins getting the fastest time on our course by a 6-second margin, but Brandon Hernandez is going to be our first runner on the challenge course once we get there for the fellas. We also had our females run earlier, and we're going to be having, it looks like Mariska run later on. That means Ellie is going to be our first runner as a whole once we get to the challenge course. Kane, that was one of the best placement courses I've seen in a hot minute.
Yeah, what a showing from all of our athletes. I mean, we were talking about how 2 years ago, a lot of those athletes put on a show, and that didn't change as they grew older and graduated into the team division. I am super excited to see who comes out on top because it was super tight-knit from competitor to competitor. All of these athletes proved capable of being in the top 4, so it's just going to be the little nuances that separate one from the other. Who's going to make a mistake? Who's going to take a backswing? Who's going to be the one to pull away with the gold medal? That is the question we are going to be asking ourselves during the intermission, Billy.
Indeed, we are. It's going to be a big one once we return back for the challenge course. We're going to take a 10-minute break for all these guys to get set up. We'll be back with you shortly.
Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, CO and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Want to train like a pro? DGS Ninja has you covered with obstacles designed by top athletes. Kevin Carbone, Matt Bradley, Tom Alberti, and Brett Sims. Whether you're dialing in your technique at the gym or training at home, DGS Ninja equipment is built for performance, durability, and safety. Train with confidence. Train with DGS Ninja. Find obstacles, rigs, mats, and more on dgsninja.com.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my chalk bag? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your chalk. Slab chalks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slab Chalks.
Here at Stage 4 Designs, we are all about innovation and athlete safety. We've been doing this since 2015, designing the most innovative obstacles in the sport, and now with our partnership with the World Ninja League, we are very excited to bring some of our best designs to the highest level athletes in the world. For our process, it all kind of starts right here in our digital design. There's a much more deliberate process now in what we do, with our goal being the utmost in athlete safety. So we put everything into our digital design first, make sure it's all gonna work, then we procure the parts. We learned the process and refined it to what we feel are some of the highest quality urethane products you're gonna find in the Ninja space, and that all happens here at our custom-built workbench. A lot goes into our urethane, and we are very proud of the work that we do there. Everything that we build here at Stage 4 is all custom made in-house. It's not like we have a stock of a bunch of stuff. So when you do place an order with us, that order comes through and we basically build everything from scratch. Paint department is scalable. We basically hand paint most things, but some things that require a little bit more spray or bigger, we're capable of that as well. These athletes put these obstacles through some of the most rigorous circumstances that you could think of, and we want to try to plan for every contingency. We never want an obstacle to break on anybody. We always want our stuff to feel solid and not move around a whole lot, so that the athletes can trust their skills to throw the biggest moves that they possibly can on anything that we put out there. Our CNC machine handles all of most of our flat goods. It's the workhorse around here. It actually does a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of cutting things out. We don't do any of our flat goods by hand. We make sure that everything is exactly the same and replicable, so that, you know, if you're doing courses or you have athletes that are going either head to head or the same obstacle that you're gonna find at one Ninja gym is gonna feel exactly the same if you go to another Ninja gym or your home for that matter, so that there's consistency with all of our product. Over the years, as we've added to our suite of products that we offer, we realized that pipe and metalworking is becoming more and more commonplace in Ninja obstacles, and to meet that demand, we've added the ability to do that here as well. So a lot of the obstacles that you'll see that we design and develop are meant to go on truss, and pipes are a big part of that. So we've added a pipe bending station here and look for, in the future, us to offer a lot more innovative obstacles that kind of exist in that space where pipes are a big part of it. So here, everything that we put out is tested by real ninjas before it goes out. We want to make sure that our obstacles can stand all sorts of unforeseen circumstances. We know that Ninja athletes move in ways that are innovative and new, and we want to try to account for as many of those as we can and make sure that those obstacles hold up. So we test everything. Over the last 10 years, Stage 4 Designs has been committed to developing the most innovative obstacles that you're going to find, but also the safest and most reliable obstacles. Our motto here is elevating obstacles. We do feel that on this platform, we can take something that's both fun and creative, but also elevate it to an industry that deserves to stand on its own.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the WNL Premier Series Season 4 qualifier out here at Austin Ninjas in Texas. My name is Billy Dixon. I'm joined alongside Kane Malden here today for our challenge course now for our teen division, and that placement course women.
Yeah, I'm not sure it could have gone any better than what we just saw unfold. We have 2 teen female competitors and 10 teen male. The teen male side absolutely blew it out of the park. The big 2 runs were obviously Yunoshin Nagahisa and Aiden Collins. Aiden Collins with the 22nd time as well. Just blew our minds, and probably the minds of everyone who's watching, mind you.
I don't think I have a mind after that run, mind you. That was kind of wild, personally.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Are you
My-
for real? I think the final 5. Yeah, was it the final 5 who cleared?
There were a lot of clears.
There was. Right, let's have a look at how many clears there were. If we go over to Premier Series Season 4, and then we look over on the tab for Austin Ninjas, and then we go over to Teen Male on the placement course, there were 7 finishes. I thought Logan Cummins didn't clear. But
he did on his first run.
Oh, right. So it might be
The better run counts.
changed. Okay. Oh, yeah. Sure. Right. So 12 athletes in the entirety of our teen division out here getting ready to go on our course. We have got 2 females and 10 males ready to battle it out. In the females' case, we're now on the challenge course. And so what they have to do in order to qualify for the Premier Series finals is to get to obstacle 3 or above in order to get through to the finals. And for our males, it's going to be the top 4 that advance. We're going to be having a demo run courtesy of Cooper Thompson, who was the winner in our amateur division, I believe, for the males. And we're going to be having a look at what our teens are going to be faced up against.
Yeah, I do believe it is beat the 3rd obstacle, not just make it there. So 4th obstacle or higher is the benchmark for our females. But I don't think either way they'll have much of an issue doing that.
Here we go. So demo run's going to start shortly. This challenge course has been a very big barrier for a few people. That being said, though, we have seen a few clears on it, particularly in the last division. I believe it was 2 or 3. I think it was 3 clears in the amateur division for the males earlier on. But for the females, it was kind of a tricky one. There were 2 of them, and only one of them made it past the first obstacle, and that was all the way up to obstacle 3. So it definitely requires a lot of complex tech to get through even the smallest obstacles in this course. And I think the first one is definitely one of the techiest.
Yeah, that's true. This one has a lot of character to it in my mind because, you know, it's a lot of tough moves I've picked up on, but it's set in a very particular way where I feel like you could just sprint through it if you found yourself capable enough to do so.
It's going to be a decisive one. We have no idea how it's going to go ultimately. Only time will tell. We have no idea who can win. We have no idea who's going to come out on top or qualify in general. But we're just going to have to wait and see and have a look what is going on.
Yeah, just making sure everything is set up for our demo run here to make sure it is as accurate as can be for the 12 that are on field. But I think we are going.
Yes, we are. So here we move. Starting out with a couple of bowls that are going to be traversed across. It's a difficult one because those grips are definitely pretty harsh. But regardless, moving along through to some lache bars, going up and down. And then move over to some big trapeze moves. This is a demo run for the female course as well. So we're going to be getting another when it comes to the male course later on. Having a look at how things are going currently. Move on to a bit of balance as we've seen throughout all of the courses so far today. And then moving along further, we've got the swinging frames.
No.
Don't do this to me. Back tech. Chill. They have to get techier than usual here.
That is ugly. You know, I was hearing about how Coach Lulu's favorite obstacle was a batarang type move, I'm pretty sure. Like any object tech, that's his kind of favorite deal. And it looks like Chekhov's gun has shot me in the back.
Gee, man. Right, here we go. Having a look at how things are going here. Okay, it's a spinning hole.
Oh, no!
Oh, there's a VL there too? Two of them? Right, okay, chill. That's what
Get out of here.
All right, that's it. Packing up. So what's after that then? I assume there's going to be another VL here possibly, or is it just the backward cliff? It's the backward cliff. Okay, I was going to leave if it was going to be another VL. But regardless, going to move on to our final obstacle here. Having a look at things. It looks to be the same as it has been for the past couple of divisions, where we start out with a square and they're all spinning. It was typically just the first and second that stayed stationary, and the last one spun too. So shifting along here, looks like it's going to be the third one that's also spinning. It's a bigger transfer, but linkable, and that's going to be the challenge course for the teen division. I can only dread what Elites is going to have now thinking about this. If they've got Bat Tech here, then what's next?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm at a loss for words. They kind of all tend to put me in that sort of state when it comes to the higher divisions and what they sort of ask out of our competitors. But we know it's possible because, I mean, have you seen these guys on the placement course? They absolutely, frankly, made a mockery of it, and our course designers have reacted accordingly. So, yeah.
There's a lot that can be done here, I think. On the back end of the teen male side, we know what they're capable of. They've pulled off insane clutches when it comes to Austin Ninja's challenge course clears before. And I'm excited to see what our first competitor of the challenge course for the teen division, Ellie Naolin, is going to be able to pull on through here. She's coming out of Colorado, trains out of ARC. She enjoys solving Rubik's Cubes, playing card and video games, and exploring all things Pokemon. She says she never says no to pizza, sushi, or bubble tea. I was going to say, if you say no to pizza, then we're going to have a problem. But regardless, Ellie, getting ready to go.
Yeah, it's very interesting reading her bio because not only does she have the ninja skills, but also the sort of mental skills. So a bit of brain and brawn in this one. But Ellie moving nicely, you know, kind of matching on the bulls. That's about how you want to do it. But Ellie skips that final bull altogether. I don't think we'll see too many utilizations.
Oh, okay. Sorry, but there was just a one-handed link up there, which is kind of insane. Ellie gonna take through here, getting on up to that big disc, and is now gonna channel in her momentum to get onto that throwback. This is very good at the moment. Taking it down.
Okay, Ellie. Now this wobbly beam, a mainstay of most Austin Ninjas competitions. And now, oh boy, being the first one to take this on is a tough fate. I would not envy her position, but Ellie, I think she can do this. She knows her Batarang tech almost there.
Okay. So I'm looking at things here. If you get the bat stuck in the second groove of the first frame, then it looks like you can build up as much momentum as you want forward. If you're going backwards a lot, then that might unhook it from its position. But she's getting a lot of momentum. She has the Batarang on lock here, fellas. Ellie pulling along through, but now right afterward, right when her grip is starting to give way, we move on to some small cliffs and then some descending vertical limits.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a different part of the hand. These are the fingers being tested, and she makes it. Another obstacle in her grasp. But honestly, I think this one's going to be the crux point. The spinal pain. I don't think spinal pain is kind of a misnomer. I think we're talking about finger pain.
Here we go. Just over 30 seconds left onto that first frame. Now, how's she going to do this? Ideally, you'd want to go one hand down, but that board that she's hanging onto is spinning. So, yeah, if you go one hand, then your backhand that's keeping you upright is definitely going to weigh you out. So, is it going to be just a straight down lache, and you're going to have to, like, pray that your tendons don't fail you to get on the VL?
No, it can't be. I feel like you kind of have to rely on the clutch power of your hands. I don't think you want to blow out all the tendons in your fingers, and Ellie just runs out of steam there, but not a bad run at all, making quite some distance, and that may be enough for the victory. Who knows?
Our fellas are going to be watching that run with a hawkeye right there. That was definitely solid stuff, especially with that bat tech later on. But those VLs might be the culprit for today. Those might be the main crux point. But let's see if Mika Wagner is able to pull on through here. She started Ninja in 2018. She's competed 18 times throughout the entirety of the regular season of Premier Series. So I'm going to be excited to see how she comes along here.
Yeah, that's something we don't see every day, especially in the older divisions, is a lot of experience in the same vein that Mika does. But Mika, nice technique, kind of monkey barring it. And with that, she is facing forward. She kind of set herself perfectly as well. She didn't want to turn once. The links, yep, we knew she had that one.
Here she goes here, gonna take a massive pull back on the disc here, this shelf, and a reverse grab on the throwback. I like the control that she's already established. She's gonna run across. Both ladies are in the Premier Series finals, by the way, just saying, which is brilliant. But now Mika is gonna try her best to pull along through on the bat tech.
Yeah, but we saw with Ellie here that this obstacle is so devastating on its own. Oh, but she makes it on her first go.
This is brilliant. We have a lot of power here. I'm very, very happy with this. 1 minute and 22 seconds left to go. This is going to be a very interesting time here. How's she going to fare on these cliffs? She's got the first one. Can she fare well on the second jump? Yes, she can. Just goes down, and just like that, Mika's in first. But can she prevail through the vertical limit gauntlet that we are up against?
Vertical limits are a very, very diabolical skill set. Was first introduced in the home country of Ninja in 2012. And honestly, it's you either have it or you don't have it.
This is very solid right now.
Okay, there's one, there's two, but as soon as she puts
just the
down
fingers.
weight, that's it.
It's so difficult. These teens have a very solid body structure to the point where they aren't too heavy that their weight just automatically pulls them down. I blame the way that you have to get down it, because we're looking at this spinning disc right here. There's another spinning hold that our athletes need to hold on to, which Mika's just gotten onto. But hold on. We need to have our arms at a right angle in order to hold the lock off, and she's down with the VL like that. You're just going to slip off if you don't have a lock off.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very, very taxing grab. One of the hardest things that you can do in Ninja, a very, very advanced skill. But the good news for her is that she has won the competition with that performance that was sufficient enough to take home the gold. Mika Wagner can rest easy knowing that she's going to the Premier Series finals with a gold medal.
Very good stuff from both of our teen females there. It just seems like that they're having a bit of trouble with the vertical limits going downward at the minute. This is where our males could shine, though, possibly. They've seen that the bat tech might be a bit easier than they expected due to the fact that both of the women made it through with relative ease, honestly. So we're going to be seeing our teen males take things on relatively soon. They're just sorting out a couple of course changes, it looks like, and then we're going to be having a separate demo run for our teen males to have a look at. I dread what else they can do.
Yeah, if that was just the teen female course, oh man. This is gonna be ugly. Hopefully for the course, when all of our teen male athletes decide to lock in and destroy everything. Who knows? We may be in for a surprise.
We'll have to see. 10 athletes left to go for our teen division. Very, very difficult one to get the hang of here. We have some big names. Aiden Collins, who was our fastest clear on the placement course from before here. It's going to be around 4 minutes until we see our demo runner. He is 13 years old, lives in McKinney, Texas. He loves maths, art, coding, and all dogs, especially his dog, Nala. and he plays the viola. He is part of True Momentum Elite. He gets coached by Jonathan Bainge, Carsten Williams, Jacob Santrell, Sean Mason, and Weston Boswell. And he's got a lot of titles for him throughout his 7 years of Ninja. He was our Premier Series champion for the Mature Kid male division in 2023 at Ferox last year. He got the second place in head-to-head for our championships at Ninja Mania. He was second place at the World Championship in 2023. At the NFC Youth Championships as well, he got second place in 2023. And for 2020 and 2025, he was the Texas Ninja League champion, which is crazy.
To put it lightly, Aiden Collins is just a little bit decorated. He's done it all. But can he repeat a championship in the Premier Series finals? I mean, I find it not out of the question given what we just saw earlier today. But I mean, first, I guess all of that is irrelevant if you don't qualify at all. First things first, you do have to focus on the challenge course that is laid out in front of you.
This is going to be a big one here. I cannot wait to see how things go when it comes to our teens here. Behind Aiden Collins, we also have Yunoshin Nagahisa, who is a lot of people's top picks to get first here, represented by Josa. He is their official youth athlete of Japan in 2024, and that coincidentally was the year he last did a Premier Series qualifier out here at Austin, and he got first place in the challenge course. It was an absolutely immense moment. Cannot wait.
Yeah, I'm excited for all these runs, honestly, because even the people who fell early and are running in the first half of this run order, I think can do it. Because it wasn't due to a physical limitation. It was due to perhaps a misstep in the form, a lapse in judgment. Regardless, I think anyone could do it. It's still anyone's game. And those in the top four, they have to watch out because they have fierce competition.
They do have fierce competition. Even with people who weren't able to clear the course, they were still moving very thoroughly through their obstacles before they went to their point where they fell. So it's definitely possible that we could see a non-finisher from the placement course take home gold here today at Premier Series at Austin for the teen division. We still have a lot more competitions in the grand scheme of things left to go, though. Let's have a look at what we have left when it comes over to the Premier Series as a whole here. So we are nearly done with the first line of competitions here for Carolina Ninja Academy. That's going to be next week on August 22nd and 23rd in North Carolina. Vitality is the week after. 2 weeks after that, we have True Function Ninja Training Ground in the UK, Life Force Ninja, which I know Kane's very excited about, Dexterity Depot, District 44 in France, Albany Ninja Lab in New York, Fit Set Ninja in Canada, M-Lab Ohio, and the Ascend Obstacle Training Finals that everyone is trying to get to. It's going to be a big moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Ascend, I believe their new facility turned, a year old not too long ago? It's a pretty new venue.
It was sometime in early summer, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. It's a pretty new facility, but one that our ninjas have especially taken notice of because it's an excellent place to train and an even more prestigious place to compete. Won't want to miss it.
Indeed, so it's going to be a huge competition with so many of the world's best coming through and competing for a Premier Series title. I cannot wait to see who is on the come up here for the rest of the competitions. We have some international prowess that I hope make the trip out. I was talking to Megan Budway about this earlier. Not only is she going to be competing at Carolina Ninja Academy, I'm going to be competing at True Function. But because the finals are in Massachusetts, there is a possibility that a lot more internationals might come out for the finals. Because Massachusetts is closer geographically to mainland Europe, so some people from the UK and or France could come out and do a good job when it comes to that competition. But overall, I think it purely comes down to who performs better on that day and who everyone is up against. Because in the teen division, we have a lot of up-and-coming elites. I know that a lot of people that we see on this run order are going to be elite ninjas in the future. Cannot wait to see what it all looks like in a couple of years' time.
Yeah, absolutely. And these teen competitors are obviously the future of the sport. I mean, a couple years ago, competitors like Jackson Erdos, Ethan Bartnicki, I know Charlie Ball was a mature kid. And now they are some of the top guns that you kind of expect to see in that upper echelon. So who knows?
I'm in much agreement to that. But we're having a look here. We're going to be looking at our course that our male teens are going to be running momentarily. Let's have a look at how things are going to go. It's going to be interesting to see the modifications on what's next.
Yeah, it looks like the demo run's about to start. Coach Lulu counting our demo runner down, and here we go. I don't expect to see too many crazy changes this early on. I think where I saw the majority of our rigging team up and, you know, messing around with was the latter half of the course, which is, frankly, even more terrifying. So, ooh.
Having a look at our course here, coming on to the throwback for the for the final part of the midway through the course, essentially. Coming along through onto the tilting frames with back tech included. Let's see how our tester fares. Not a problem. It's not the hardest back tech area, to be fair. It could be a bit harder, but I dread to see what it could be like if it was harder. So let's have a look at how Coach Lulu is able to do on these cliffs. Doing okay so far, but now the VLs. I dread to see if this is the same or different. Having a look.
It's probably hard enough, I reckon.
Having a look. Yeah, it looks like your core strength needs to be perfect if you want to go down on those on the vertical limits there. But as we come along through onto the cliffhangers, looks like we're going to chalk up and possibly see what's next. Let's have a look on these cliffs. Going to be an interesting one to see what's next up.
Yeah, I know I saw some fiddling around here. I don't know if this is...
Oh,
no.
hang on.
Oh, no.
We have to use the diagonals. I don't know if that's forced, but if we see a kid take it on, then I know what the problem is. Having a look next up, we have talons? We got talons involved now? Hello?
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. It was just a shelf earlier, and we thought it was gonna be tough just grabbing the red edge. But now, how are you gonna get there?
Okay, this is really hard, because on a talon, it's much harder than a cane, because you've got way less of a hook move there. Okay, so it looks like you can utilize your hands on the final one. But on a talon, you kind of need to re-grip whenever you swing, as if you're like lacheting off of a bar, in a sense, which is not good at all. Particularly when it comes down to the fact that this is what all of our athletes are going to be up against. Oh my goodness me.
I mean, they wouldn't have said it if they thought they couldn't do it. This is clearly a move. I don't know. Talons aren't as much a thing on the ninja radar as something like a cane or a batarang or a ring or a bar. But a talon, I don't know. I guess we'll see how it pans out to the luck of the draw. Whatever. If our competitors can best the obstacle set by our evil 3 course designers. I mean, I'm sure some of our course designers probably get a kick out of being called evil. Because it's evil. The vertical limits are evil.
They are very much evil, but you know what's more evil? Talons. But let's see if our teen males are able to pull on through this course, give it everything that they have with all their might. Starting out with our first competitor, Brandon Hernandez, 5'6", started Ninja in 2022, competed 9 times throughout the season, coming out of Houston, Texas at age 13. He has a large responsibility to come on through this course and set a foundation for what the fellas are going to have to follow.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, got a mountain to climb, basically. It's like climbing Mount Everest, but if it were a ninja course. You know what's more evil than talons, Billy? Vertical limits that spin paddle cliffs and talons back to back to back.
Okay, yeah, I'd rather not personally. But, I'm not in Texas. I'm in Rotherham in the UK commentating this, not bruising my fingers. So we're having a look here at our teen male division. We're going to be starting out very shortly. We know what these guys are going to be up against. But are they going to be able to get a clear? I have faith personally, but there's a lot of complex tech. I've never seen a talon in a comp before personally. I've seen it in training and in very solid Instagram reels done by elite ninjas. But at the same time, they are a cane, but very difficult. There isn't that much give that you can put onto it. You have to be very consistent with your realignments and regrips on it. It's not like a cane where you can stay on it and slide for ages, basically back and forth. A talon has very little area to do that. So when our athletes get to the final area, they're just going to have to send it, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think you're going to be able to take a forward and backswing. Maybe side to side. I think that's the... Obviously, I'm no ninja, of course. I'm no Jackson Erdos or Noah Munier or Aaron Majacomo. But I would think that on a talon like that, maybe side to side, because if you're... it's easier to go with the grain than against the grain, if you know what I mean.
I agree. I think it's a lot. It's just a lot, really. There's a lot for these guys to take on. But at the same time, it's going to be very, very awesome to see these guys prevail and hopefully get some buzzers rolling as we have Brandon Hernandez pulling along through the wait. It is over. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see how we fare with our first athlete on our course.
Speaking of weight, a different kind of weight is currently sitting upon Brandon's shoulders as the first guy up. But I think he's up for the task. I don't know. The unknowing is making this so much more exciting, honestly, because if it were a blowout in either direction, too easy, too hard, I think that would make the verdict a little more clear cut.
It's definitely possible. It's time for the teen male division to start out now. We're getting ready to go. The timer's all set and ready. Brandon Hernandez is about to let the chaos commence.
All right, immediately. Oh, what is this? The links? I'm not sure what that's
honestly,
about.
Because at that point, you can have a very solid head-on approach and you don't have to be swaying around in an unorthodox direction. And Brandon is linking through. He knows that it's a tight time limit and that every single athlete is going to be after that buzzer at the end. And you can see him linking down onto that throwback, tucking himself in for a backswing, and he's down onto the balance.
Yeah, Brandon, we're seeing a lot of aggression here, but precision is key here on the batarang. If you go too crazy, then your hands aren't going to meet back up with the batarang!
Is he okay? That was a very close call, but Brandon pulls on through. He's got 1 minute and 45 seconds left for the swinging cliffs here.
Oh!
Okay, that was nearly a peel out, but now he's down. But on the spinal pain, we've got some vertical limits. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, your vertebrae are honestly probably going to be fine, but your finger tendons, your pulleys, that is where the agony will source from. Oh, he's trying to dig deep for whatever he can get. Oh, come on!
Yes, we're making progress. Brandon Hernandez being the first competitor through the VLs.
I don't believe it. Brandon, our first guy up, and now he stares down the paddle cliffs, catches both of them at once, getting a good point of purchase, and Brandon looking at the final obstacle, the talon on those shelves.
Are we about to see this right now? We're seeing our first runner take on the talons. Here we have a look. Okay, let's just evaluate what happens in front of our eyes. An amazing throw all the way through. I think he needs a massive backswing and then a push through and then a...
Oh, come
yes!
on! Hold on!
Brandon Hernandez! That's the way we roll! 30 seconds
command!
left on the clock and Brandon Hernandez
Oh
is through
my
the first time
gosh!
around less than 2 minutes!
What did Brandon just do? As our first runner of the team male division, it wasn't easy, no. He had quite a few close calls. With the vertical limit as well, he really had to find that strength. It's either a thing you have or you don't have. And it looks like Brandon had it. He had what it took to conquer the challenge course. A course that we had doubt that we'd see any finishers out of.
That is crazy. That's the last thing I expected to happen for the first runner, but kudos to Brandon Hernandez. He's set the standard more than anyone else this competition. But there's only one way to go, and that's up now. Let's see if our next competitor, Mason Manley, can come on through now. He's been doing Ninja for 9 years. He enjoys playing basketball and football. Coming out of Jonestown, Texas. He knows what he has to do. This is going to be one of the toughest competitions yet in the Premier Series in the entire history of it. I'm telling you now, Austin Ninjas is one of the most consistent gyms when it comes to peak quality ninja performances.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even as low as the kids division, we're never spared any expense on the behalf of our competitors. They are always super competitive. But Mason got a tough act to follow as the second runner. We just saw Brandon stomp out the challenge course without using a single retry. Yeah, there are retries, guys. This isn't a flow course.
I think that's honestly one of the better ways to look at it, though. If you come in with the mindset of, okay, I need to clear all of these obstacles first time around, and you know that you have the skill to beat it, then that will ultimately just set you up for even better results, I think. Especially if you're able to just deliver on what your mind tells you to, especially when you have the skill to do it, like Mason out here, pulling along through, needs to build up a bit more momentum on the throwback, though. Let's see how he can fare. He's got 100 seconds as he makes the dismount. Nice save.
Mason took a bit of a tumble there, but survives, taking it a bit more secure there. He's been battered and bruised by the third obstacle. Hopefully can clean it up come the sixth obstacle.
Here we go. 1 minute and 15 seconds. Nearly had it, but just jams the bat on the first jump. Not a problem so far, though, up until that point. He's still got a retry to see how things fare for him. Countdown is ready, and he picks up the bat to give it a second attempt.
Mason trying it again. Now, what I saw the first time was that he unhooked very late. It cut his momentum. He got the release there, but couldn't find his way to the battering on the second go.
Unfortunate. Very close to getting it. Sadly, though, I don't think that's going to be enough to get him into the Premier Series finals due to the fact that we have plenty other competitors who can probably go at maybe a faster pace. He did take a retry on the bat. There are some techier moves within the course that some of our athletes might be able to do faster, but let's see how it goes. I could be completely wrong. You never know. But Isaac McCarthy coming in at 5'7", 150 pounds, has got a lot of muscle to offer, coming out of Florida, trains out of Jump Twist Ninja Academy with his coach Eric Zapft, and he's ready to go.
Isaac, yeah, standing at, I'd say, the base of this treacherous mountain. Could he be the second to reach the summit? I guess, it's a mountain kind of parallel with the show's origins in Mount Midoriyama, but this is kind of a little more red and blue.
Here we go. Nice setback on each of these moves so far from Isaac McCarthy. Let's see how he fares coming into the rest of this course. Takes a bit of time to get himself regrouped and ready to go for the rest of these moves within this obstacle alone. Sets his hands back. Is he going to set a link back for that throwback? Indeed, he is. He has a lot of momentum, so he only has one more swing to go, and then he's down onto balance now.
Yeah, finding a good pace to get into. It's like a good middle distance race. I believe the time limit is about equivalent with what you'd see in like an 800,000 meter race. Not 800,000, you know, you get the idea.
This is going to be a big one. We just saw Mason go down on this piece of bat tech. Let's see if Isaac is able to salvage it, but sadly, no. I think his legs were just a bit too far forward, and he also jammed it a bit going back onto that jump. So let's see if he can get the tech all sorted. Trying to get a bit of advice. Let's see how he fares coming into his second attempt. He has to get through this obstacle if he wants to carry on.
Yeah, cannot fail the same obstacle twice. Isaac, spin it again here. Don't make like Robin. Come on. Don't fly away.
Yes! There we go. I'm liking this. Nice bit of redemption there coming off of the bat movements. But now we have more obstacles to go. Here we go with Isaac. Coming onto cliffs now. His fingertips are going to be quite pumped after doing a lot of tech. But here is where they're going to be absolutely tested. We have at the vertical limits.
Yeah, don't talk about pump until you've been on this obstacle. Sheesh. The vertical limits beckon here for Isaac McCarthy.
He's got the first grab. Does he have enough strength left to hold himself up? He's got the right idea with lock-offs coming into it. He's got the first one. Can his fingers keep it? And his right one just slips out, sadly. But he still has 21 seconds to get through it.
It's going to be tight. I think it's just a run for pride to get the extra point. If anything, if he does get through it, I think it would be very, very helpful to maybe give himself some leeway. But even then, it's going to be a hard-fought battle through this long, pumpy obstacle.
Here he goes. Just 10 seconds left. The siren's blaring to try and get him through the VL, but sadly he slips going down further. That's going to be it for Isaac McCarthy's run, sadly. Still a very good effort.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad he was able to get through the battering on his second go. It was looking a little sketch on that first one. It looks a little sketch on the second one due to the tilted nature of that frame. But those vertical limits, man, they give no mercy to our competitors. It's like he did look super strong on that first attempt, but the fingers just could hold on for no longer.
Next up, we have one of the most dedicated athletes in the entire sport. Having done Ninja since 2016, Charles Venable. To him, Ninja is more than a sport. It's a lifelong passion for him. This is more than training. This is who he is. Overall, he's qualified for WNL Worlds 4 years in a row. He's proudly competed as part of the USA Ninja Challenge Tier 1 team, the Cat 5 Ninjas. Let's see how he can fare coming into the challenge course that only one person has cleared so far. Can we get another?
Yep, Charles starting off with the bulls. I don't think this will be a problem for him. Hopefully he can turn himself. Yep, there we go. Good body awareness to face forward, and he's going to utilize the final bull just to be safe. Charles, long arms.
Oh, I like the small pop motion that we're seeing out of Charles Venable currently. We can see him coming out of Santa Fe, Texas. Nice little setback. Is he going to do the same for the throwback? Yes, he is, but he's going to get a bit more momentum for it first off, which he has got.
Nicely done here for Charles. Veering off a little to the left.
Now
Charles,
then, this is the tricky bat tech.
Yeah, surely he's practiced this move every now and again.
Ooh!
No, the jolt.
Yeah, it seems like he had a bit too much force going down. He had the right idea, but the force that he had going down that second slide just bucketed him off, sadly. So let's see if Charles is able to redeem himself coming on to his second attempt.
All right. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the hook and rehook that gave him trouble. It was the awkward slide down. Much more controlled. That's what the retry system is for. And now Charles nearly spilling over into danger. That could have been bad, but Charles, no matter. Disaster averted. And that final cliff ledge poses no threat.
This is very solid at the moment. He's got a minute left to go. Pulls along through onto this disc. I think he's still got enough time to clear. We see Brandon Hernandez did it with 30 seconds left. I think Charles can do this the same amount of time, but the vertical limit is posing to be a problem for his fingers.
Yeah, and that's not a very forgiving vertical limit. I say that like there's a forgiving vertical limit, but that's the 3-ball limiter that has the rounded ledge and gives your fingers no comfortable place. Not like there's a comfortable place on a vertical limit, but still.
Here we go, Charles. Yes, no, okay. Careful with the VLs. He needs to keep his lock-offs in tow, and he nearly had it going down, but Charles Venable sadly goes down as our fastest non-finisher so far.
That second attempt was much better. I really liked how he used the retry system, where he got better on each successive attempt. Had a little whiff on the batarang, but again, on a flow course, that would be game over. Here, it was just an opportunity for redemption. Vertical limit, though, proving to be the crux point, as we sort of anticipated.
Logan Cummins next up. Here he goes. He's a natural at parkour and flipping. He drives through, he thrives on tough tech obstacles and smooth link lines. This should be Logan's bread and butter then, because there's a lot of tech, a lot of grip, and many places to link.
Yep, Logan was one of the early placement course runs. Pulled away with a very, very quick time, even though it's honestly near the middle of the pack now. Just a testament to how fast and furious our teams have been. Ooh, and we're seeing some links into the throwback.
We're seeing Logan Cummins makes his way over to that log and then makes the turnaround ready for the tilting frames here, but this time with extra bat.
Yeah, Logan up to bat here and gets through on his first go. Been a while since we've seen someone do that.
1 minute and 40 seconds now. He traverses his way onto these cliffhangers. He's got the fastest times. He previously had the fastest time moving through those obstacles, but now he's taking a bit of time to evaluate the VL descent. This is going to be a tough one here. We've seen lots of people go out here. Can Logan traverse it?
All right, Logan, got to dial it in. Oh, what is he doing? He's swinging? Is he going to go for a dismount?
No.
What?
Oh, my Lord!
Did that just happen? I don't believe
hilarious.
what I just saw.
Brilliant. Okay, Logan Cummins with a time save of the century here.
Oh!
Careful on these cliffs. He can't do the VL skip and fail here, surely. I really need him to persevere. This is huge.
Oh, come on, Logan. Dial it in. Hold the phone. I'm not going to be taking any calls after this one if he can get through this.
Logan!
Yes!
Yes! Okay, 45 seconds left to go. This is going to be huge. Does he have the talent tech necessary? He says he's a techie fella.
And it falls back out! Oh. There goes his final retry. It's down to this. Perfection, all or nothing. Logan. Oh, no, but it's a miss. He whiffs the jump to the second one.
Oh, that was an impeccable run. I'm going to be honest there, fella. The link motion that he had throughout many of the early obstacles was sublime. And then the VL skip? Huh? That's allowed? That's possible? Excuse me, fella? Okay, fair enough.
Obstacle Rule 5, ladies and gentlemen.
Bob's your uncle and all.
Obstacle designers are not allowed to dictate how an athlete is to attempt the obstacle. But now, we're down to our final 5. After that exciting run comes Johan O'Sullivan, who is absolutely giant at the age of 13, I must state. And I think that'll come in handy, honestly. There's a lot of weird, reachy bits on this course, bits and pieces that I think he could benefit from. But the wall's not going to do him any favors there. Very close to the bulls.
He can just reach out. He can monkey bar this if he really wanted to. Yogan coming along through here, trying to get the jump up to the shelf, which he's got. Gonna pull back, make one back swing on the throwback and dismount accordingly. Just under 2 minutes now as he preps himself for some balance.
Yeah, a little careful on the log, but I mean, you can never be too careful on these balance obstacles, that wobbly beam. Don't take it for granted. Balance is the great equalizer of Ninja. You never want to overlook it. Yogan, trying to be Batman here. Defeat the Joker.
Going
but
up,
this
and
is
he's
no
got
game.
the bat in play. Brilliant. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. He's going to chalk up to get ready for cliffs.
All right. Yeah, this one's kind of a sleeper obstacle. Another obstacle that attacks the fingers before you get into the real sadistic obstacles in the form of the vertical limit. However, we did see with Logan that you can make a big skip here. And Yogan, his height may help him out here. Or is he going to go for the vertical limits? Nope, he's eyeing up that skip.
Be careful to not hit his head.
Oh!
And is he okay? Is that pole in play? Yes, it is. Okay, this is Brill so far. 50 seconds left for the cliffs. His wingspan is going to help him tremendously. 6'5" wingspan. This is going to be huge here. And he's got the grip to complement it too. Here he goes. Johan coming out of San Francisco. California is on the final obstacle.
Oh, but he couldn't catch Logan's time. So to get himself into second, into a more comfortable position, is going to require him to finish. And the hook does not bear.
This is going to be a tough one now. As we know, the Talon really takes no prisoners. Here he goes. This is going to be so tough for him. He's tight on time. Can he get onto it? Yes, he can.
Oh, it's teetering on the edge. Steady, steady, steady. Yogan
needs to push it.
No.
But sadly doesn't have that much of a pull on that grip. That's going to be it for Yogan's run. Still did a very solid job. It was very fast. I'm surprised he made that skip on the VLs, to be honest, there, because of the fact he's so tall. But he was able to make it. I think that might have helped him on the bat there, too. Very good stuff.
Okay. Well, you know what? He did all he could to kind of put himself as far on the leaderboard as he could. That will put him in third. We're going to see if that can stack up to our final four. So with that, we are going to begin to write off Premier Series final slots. Is it going to be Bennett or is it going to be Brandon?
Bennett, non-stop McFarland, earned his nickname in multiple ways. His brain goes a million miles a second and he never stops moving, which will be great for a challenge course like this. He's a long-time fan of Ninja. He brings endless energy, enthusiasm, and determination into every competition. Inspired by the song Non-Stop from Hamilton. Okay, some musical representation, liking it. He chose a nickname that reflects both his personality and his approach to Ninja, training out of, I believe it's the True Momentum Elite team. He met his coaches JB, Jonathan Bange, Carsten Williams, and Jacob Cantrell. His coach JB put it after his first Worlds competition. He's
already halfway done, by the way.
This is absolutely insane. What? Okay, calm down right here. So Bennett, 5 foot, 4'10" wingspan. He's going to try and pull on through these cliffs. I'm absolutely loving this at the minute. Our Texas-tastic run. Moving through. Bennett, 100 seconds left as he comes on to VLs. This could potentially be a new fastest time.
Yeah, I think he might have heard us in the commentator's booth talking about how if he places first, he'll be into the Premier Series finals. He does the skip, kind of the run-of-the-mill move, the status quo, if you will, the beta break, to be expected from our teams. He jumps out to the ledge, and he holds on to the paddle cliff somehow.
That's very good. Gonna dismount accordingly. Is he okay? Yes, he is. He has gotten to the final obstacle. 13.5 seconds faster than our first runner out here, which was Brandon Hernandez. Coming along through. Oh, but he just misses on the Talon. Might want to get a bit of an extra go here.
Yeah, just a little heavy on the backswing, and that is all it takes with the Talon. is not forgiving. Gonna have to go again. Immediately goes. He's done his homework here.
Bennett needs to get a massive backswing once he moves the talon to the front plate. Is the tech going to be nice
come
to
on,
him?
no!
He just spins out in the air. Bennett McFarland currently on the bubble for the Premier Series finals. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, what a gutting ending. But that very well may be enough to qualify, given his quick pace through the obstacles. He didn't use a single retry. So even getting there faster than him is going to be difficult. You're probably going to need to finish outright. So he's on the bubble, but his hopes are not dashed.
Oh, this is making me lose my mind out here today, fellas. Third to last runner is going to be Rico Tamez. 4'11", height, weight of 90 pounds, a basketball player and a very good ninja and a fast one at that. We're getting on to the people who cleared our placement course now. We're deep into it. Austin, Texas is where he is from. Cannot wait to see our Rico come on in on this course.
Yeah, that's true. I believe Rico finished the course in the low 30s. Then you have Yunoshin and Aiden with the 20s. But Rico off to the races. We know he can go fast. And we've seen it can be done, as evidenced by Brandon. But no one has followed up that act and repeated that accomplishment. But Rico going super quick, straight in to the UFO 2 throwback, and he is going to link the whole thing like a beast.
That was a sublime link right there from Rico. With that, he's got a second lead on anyone who's gotten faster to this point, and that's only amplified by a very solid bat move there, still keeping that lead very secure. Can he get these cliffs in order? He's going to link the cliffs, okay.
And that already puts him into 5th place, well and far away from anyone else who has made it to this point, and he is only going to take one backswing to the skip. So be it.
It looked like he slipped off and it worked in his favor. Nope, that was just his tech. But Rico Tamez now, he's got 1:25 as he makes the link over to the paddle cliffs. Here he goes. Comes along onto the dismount, nearly 10 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. This is going to be huge if he's able to make it.
Yeah, that's it. Rico's safe, but he's still in prime contention to top Brandon's score. So let's see, can he get through this in perfect fashion? No, the backswing, I was worried about that.
The tiniest backswing, and it still rocked him off. So you need to have literally 0 backswing to tech your way through it. It's such a difficult prospect, but Rico is up for a challenge here. Let's see how he can fare coming into it. It's going to be a big one. 55 seconds to go. He pulls on through, and he just gets it. No, misses it. Just couldn't hack it. So close, though, mate.
That's crazy. He hauled through the early parts of that course. Linking through that entire obstacle is no easy task. Faith over fear. I mean, honestly, maybe faith is all you need with ninja skills like that. Believe in yourself, and then you can put up a crazy run like that.
I am in shock at that one. It seems like the pace just keeps getting faster, but we only have had one buzzer so far. But if there is anyone to break the curse, it is Yunoshin Nagahisa.
Yeah, Yunoshin finished the placement course in a time of 26, which in and of itself was a 6-second lead up on 3rd place. So Yunoshin, we know what he's capable of. We've seen him perform well on the center stage. We're seeing some links as well, which is good to see. But Yunoshin, it's a long and arduous journey to get to the end. He links out.
Brilliant
walk in the
stuff
park
out here
for Yunoshin.
From Nagahisa. Here he moves. As we said, he was born in Japan, became a ninja in Texas. He's the oldest out of 3 ninja brothers. He's going to high school after the summer. He likes all sports. He plays football, swimming, and pole vault. And he was selected by JOSA, the Japanese Obstacle Sport Association, as their official youth athlete of Nisen Nishiryonen. Here he moves. Nagahisa gonna chalk up to move on through.
All right. Now, Shin building it up. Got a lot of swing coming in hot. And now he's got to redirect, lining it up perfectly and sticks the landing.
On! Nagahisa is moving through at an incredible pace currently. Moves straight into the cliffs. He knows that he wants to keep this pace up to get one of the faster buzzers. And just like that, he's on the bubble. In order for him to guarantee a Premier Series final slot, Nagahisa has to get to the buzzer within a minute.
Yeah, that's true. He has to get to the buzzer, period. But the hook rejects him. It doesn't give him the release he wants to go to the second shelf. Now, it all comes down to this. The stakes are higher than ever here. He's got to finish here, or he is in danger.
Come on, he's got the tech. Needs to be careful on that backswing.
No!
Shin is
He
down!
overadjusts!
Magica!
No! Shin! The Talons have been the dream killer for many, and it strikes down our number 2 seed as well. He tried to adjust to get onto the side, but it was an adjustment too heavy, and he fell off. And now with Aiden Collins, our final runner-up, we're only gonna have to wait and see if that effort is enough to qualify.
Okay, one more athlete left to go. It was our fastest runner on the placement course, going to be Aiden Collins, coming out of McKinney, Texas. He is part of True Momentum Elite coaches he's coached by Jonathan Baines, Carson Williams,
my
Jacob
gosh,
Sancho.
look at the Gibbons.
I'm trying to look at both the bio and the screen. Look at him go, 8 seconds ahead of everyone else.
Oh my goodness, is this kid mad? Well, he slows it down a little bit on the bow. What? What was that?
What are you doing? Aiden, chill, fella.
I don't think chilling is a thing. He's coming in hot. He's coming in on fire. Aiden building it up. A lot of swing into the cliff. No need for the vertical limit. He's already eyeing that before you even think about it. Aiden, fast.
Right. Here we
Under
go.
control. And now the paddle cliffs. He's grabbing the side like a little bookend just to maximize the level of grip. He's in second place. Now or never.
Here he goes.
Oh,
Aiden.
come on! Going! God! Aiden!
Oh!
A minute! 60 seconds!
There is no way I just saw that happen. This kid is going to be an elite world champion in a couple of years. I am telling you right now, Aiden Collins is one to watch in the future. Oh my...
What did we just witness? That was a complete mockery. We saw people fail the Talons, and he linked everything. He linked the whole course. Backswings are a concept unfamiliar to Aiden Collins. What a performance on the behalf of Aiden Collins, being our second finisher and beating second place by a margin of almost a minute.
My jaw is currently on the floor. I can't believe what I just saw, but well done to everyone who qualified for the Premier Series finals. Shout out to both of our female competitors, Mika and Ellie, for also qualifying. Whew. And there's still one more division left to go after this, you know.
Oh,
what are we doing?
The elites. Yeah, that's a thing in the radar. Now, getting a replay of our top finishers. Oh, that Aiden run. I swear, if we don't post that on the Instagram, that is a crime. That is a outright crime, a felony. That's how much of a crime it is. We better see it.
Look at this Talon again, the one. He had the link already on the side. He was able to link it and reach out. Usually you'd have to put the Talon on the back end and then pull, but he didn't need to pull. He had too much momentum already, and it was fine to carry on. Aiden Collins rightfully in first place.
And then we have Brandon, Rico, and Bennett. It would be remiss not to talk about them, who put up impressive showings in their own right. Both Rico and Bennett making it to the final obstacle in incredible time, and Brandon being our first run and our first finisher. First and last runners were our only two finishers here in the team division, if you think about it.
I am very, very happy with what the teen division just displayed to us. Oh my lord, we saw so much quality content there. Guys, if you thought that the teen division was crazy, wait until you see the elite division. We have a lot of talent already to be shown, and they're about to come on through at,
I don't know. I think we're a little behind.
we're a little behind, but I think they'll be on in 7 minutes. 7 minutes is when we'll be on for the elite division. Kane, any final thoughts?
The Premier Series never ceases to amaze me, because when you're going into the Premier Series, it is always the upper echelon, the upper limit of what we expect from each and every age division, the male and the female. And they never disappoint, especially here in the teens and in the preteens and in the amateurs. The whole Saturday has been action-packed. Austin Ninjas knows how to put on a show with our courses and our athletes. Hopefully the elites can finish it out in spectacular fashion.
Indeed so. I'm really hoping that they're able to get it through here. Wow. I'm still out of breath. It's going to be absolutely amazing once we see the elites come on. But I've been Billy Dixon, joined alongside Kane Malden. We've been your commentators for the teen division. We'll see you in a few minutes.